Alright, good evening ladies and gents. In today's video I want to discuss what I'm buying in today's bear market and in what quantities I'm buying those assets, and I also want to discuss my opinions on whether now is the best time to be buying or whether you should be just stacking cash and waiting for further bloodshed to invest. So my kind of investing philosophy is to assume I'm not the smartest, most crazy good investor out there, just that like anyone can do these principles and do extremely well over time. So that's the way that's kind of mentality that I use, which means that I don't try and time the market. So there's a lot of people who follow these kind of top 10% amazing geniuses who actually can buy the bottom and sell the top. Well, no one can really do that consistently, but some people are able to stack cash and then wait for a really good time to buy. But most people can't do that. So I'm not going to even bother trying to do that, time the absolute bottom. I just kind of look at it from a perspective, am I buying a great business or am I buying a great asset, and is it a relatively fair price or a cheap price at the moment in this moment of time? And I think anyone can kind of follow that investing principle and do well. And I think the 90% of people who try to do that and can't end up doing far worse than the people who just stick to that kind of simple investing mindset. So I'm thinking if I buy any of these assets that I'm going to mention in these videos, I think right now is the opportunity to change your life, because I think all of these assets over the next decade have the opportunity to do minimum 10 to 20x over the next decade, which can change your life for sure, but potentially do a lot more than that.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
So all that I'm confident in is that all the assets that I'm going to mention in this video are at extremely cheap levels, in my opinion, and can do like 10x, 20x, or even a lot more over the next decade. I'm a very long-term mindset investor, and I think most people fare better if they have a much longer outlook when it comes to investing. So I think everything's at very cheap levels right now, but should you wait for another further crash? If you want to play that risky game, go for it. Personally, I'm pretty much all in. I am all in, essentially I'm all in. I'm always all in though. That's just the way I invest. I don't really keep cash around. I just think cash is a depreciating asset, so you might as well invest it. That's just the way I do it. But if you want to keep some cash, maybe one signal that the bottom is in is when the US government actually says, yeah, okay, we're in a recession, because that kind of usually kind of marks the bottom. When there's max fear in the economy is when the stock market generally turns around. So that's exactly what happened last year during the big dump. Just when everyone was max fear, there was max dumpage, the Fed stepped in and said, yeah, we're going to turn on the money printers to infinity, and the market started going up. No one really believed it. No one really believed the market's going up, but then eventually everyone was like, okay, yeah. And yeah, the markets just went up only for 2 years. So I think something relatively similar could happen this time when we're officially in a recession. That's when the Fed gets the green light to turn the money printers back on, which is what I think will happen. But I don't want to get too deep into macro, because you can see that anywhere you want. Let's go into the assets that I'm buying right now. And the one that I'm buying the most of right now is Ethereum. And the reason that I'm buying as much Ethereum as I can at the moment, I go into this in further detail in this video right here. I'll link it in the description as well. Is because I also want to be buying NFTs, like Ethereum NFTs. So I'm saving up Ethereum to potentially buy another blue chip, such as like more other deeds. So I've done a video on that up there, or maybe I'll buy a V1 CryptoPunk, or maybe even another mutant if I can save up the money for that, which I probably won't be able to. But I'm also keeping an eye out for new projects, because I think new projects could really be, like over the next year or two, new NFT projects. Like if you find the right one, you can make insane returns, like in the last bull run. And personally, over the next short, medium and long term, I think Ethereum will slightly outperform Bitcoin in my opinion. But that's not to say I don't think Bitcoin will perform very, very well. That's just what I think. And next thing I'm buying in the bear market is as much Tesla stock as I can. Tesla now makes up about 90% of my stock portfolio. Kind of sold everything else and just put it into Tesla, because I'm very confident in Tesla over the next 10 or 20 years. And a lot of my other stocks were kind of boring. Apple stock, Amazon stock, like they're not going to 10 to 20x over the next 10 years, or they're just highly speculative. So I just kind of dumped them all and just put it all into Tesla, because I don't have time to track all these stocks anymore. So I just pretty much all in Tesla in regards to the stocks. And if you want me to, I think there's 1 million Tesla YouTubers on YouTube at the moment, so if you want me to go a deep dive on anything I mentioned in this video, let me know in the comments. But I think there's a lot of content about Tesla already, so I kind of want to stick to crypto on this channel for the moment. Next, I'm buying a little bit of MicroStrategy. I've made a huge loss on MicroStrategy over the last year or so. So I did a few videos about why I was buying MicroStrategy, why I was using leverage to buy MicroStrategy. So I'm down about 50% on that position, and I had to clear my margin during all the big crash just to be safe. So I cleared my margin. I took a big risk, and it didn't pay off. And these are one of the things. Learn from my mistakes. Don't go and leverage in a bull market, but maybe I will try and use leverage if I think, okay, everything's going up only again. But probably not the best idea for most people. And you can see I made a mistake there, investing with money I didn't have. But anyway, I will be buying more MicroStrategy over the bull run instead of Bitcoin, because it's trading at a discount to the amount of Bitcoin that it owns. So it's better exposure to Bitcoin. If you want exposure to Bitcoin, MicroStrategy is a bit of a cheaper option. So, and in regards to Ethereum as well, you can also buy, if you're not looking to buy NFTs, or if you're not looking to use your Ethereum for anything, then you could also buy staked ETH or Coinbase Ethereum. So this is like ETH that has been staked, but you can't use, it's not real Ethereum, but once the merge goes through, it'll become real Ethereum. In a year or two, you'll be able to, it'll turn into real Ethereum, or you can redeem it for real Ethereum 1-to-1. So at the moment, Coinbase Ethereum is trading at a 7% discount to real Ethereum, and eventually they will become 1-to-1, but you're just taking the risk that Coinbase goes bust, or something happens, or something goes wrong with the merge. So if you want to take that extra risk, you can get 7% for free on Ethereum, 7% gains over the next year or two. So if you want a little bit of a discount on Ethereum, but I'm probably just buying Ethereum myself because I want to be able to use Ethereum if I want to buy another NFT, or if I want to, use it for transactions or something like that. So I just buy the real thing, and there's obviously a little bit less risk with that as well. The thing I'm buying next, the two things I'm probably going to be buying during the bear market, well, not to as big an extent as the others, but I think we'll have they're higher beta plays, are Solana and Matic, and they're both kind of higher beta Ethereum plays. So basically Solana is like a whole new blockchain. It's faster, potentially better technology, and it has massive user adoption, and I think it's kind of underrated at the moment, the amount of user adoption, user growth. Like the Solana NFT ecosystem is actually very strong. They don't really have much DeFi on there as far as I'm aware, but I think there is a lot of value on the Solana ecosystem, and it's trading at a massive, like I think it's 17 times smaller than Ethereum. No, I don't think it's going to overtake Ethereum. No, I don't think it's going to get very close, but I think it's way too cheap in comparison to Ethereum than what it could be in the future. So I'm putting a little bit of money, well actually a decent amount of money, into Solana, and as well as Matic, which kind of helps Ethereum scale. It's the layer 2 on top of Ethereum. So for faster and cheaper transactions on top of Ethereum, Matic has shown that it's going to be the winner for layer 2 on Ethereum. It's probably going to be the winner, and will probably perform very well in the next bull run, just like everything that I've mentioned. And the last thing that I'm going to be buying is basically just keeping my eye out for the next trend. So the next DeFi or the next NFT wave. Just keep your eyes out and your ears out for anything like this, because anyone who was early in DeFi or who was early in NFTs absolutely destroyed it last time. So just keep your eye out, like what's the next new hype trendy project or trendy asset class that's going to be built on top of Ethereum. But maybe there won't be anything new, but just keep your eyes out for anything massive that could happen like that, because that's really where the crazy 1000x gains can come from. So keep your eyes out on like crypto Twitter. You probably want to join Twitter, and keep your eyes out on all over YouTube, like small channels or really smart people. Follow those people and see what they're getting excited about that will potentially take off in the next bull run. So that's all I wanted to say for this video. If you enjoyed it, please smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification, because I'm a small channel, it won't appear in your newsfeed. So if you like my content, hit the notification bell so you actually get to see it coming up in your newsfeed. Really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.